So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose.
Hi everybody, Martha here. So today we're doing episode 9, season 2 of Stargirl. So in this one is the episode where we got to see Jake Garrick from The Flash show up. Technically, I guess he's the Flash from this universe, because they really don't reference anything from the other universe, and nothing like really happens to this character at the very end of the episode, where he like teleports to Earth 3 or whatever. So something tells me these guys just look similar. So I don't know if I don't think they're the same characters or not. But anyway, a storm comes into the town that Eclipso has caused, making where Barbara has to leave home from work and like basically driving it. That's gotta suck. And Pat's helping, making sure them go down to the basement. They're bringing food down. Mike grabs a bunch of junk food, typical of teenagers. And all of them like separate for a little while during this episode. We don't have Rick, Alonda, and Beth in this episode. It's mainly just Courtney's family in this episode. And each character has to deal with being attacked by Eclipso in a different way. So basically, for Mike, when he ends up fighting Eclipso, it's Icicle. It's Cameron accusing him of killing his dad and stuff like that. He's actually attacking him with ice powers, and he kills the dog, which happy they don't keep that. That would be really been sad that they kept the dog kept dead, but they didn't. We see the dog later on, so that's good. Um, and Courtney comes and saves him before Cameron was going to choke him as Eclipso, but she uses a stab to make him go away. Because both her and Beth were like talking on the phone early on in the episode about the fact that the staff's only thing that can scare him away, that and the goggles. So she decided to use that. And Barbara couldn't start the car. The storm was like preventing her from starting the car, and she got locked in her car. And she has seen Jordan in the back of her car starting to freeze around her car. And the Shade like tells her to start the car, and she's able to. So that means the Shade's not dead yet. So that's great. I'm happy he's still around. And mostly the rest of the time we're seeing like Pat's like remembering a bunch of stuff that happened with Bruce Gordon, the explorer that scubbers Calypso. We find out he took over Bruce's body, and that's how he ends up killing Dr. Midnight's daughter with the Calypso possessed by him. And the Shade comes to Sylvester Starman during Our Man's funeral, and explains this to him, that they order from them to stop Eclipso, they have to kill Bruce, because he's the host. So Pat keeps reminding Sylvester it's against their moral code to kill somebody. So they eventually we end up seeing another flashback where they're in their bunker, and all the five of them vote Wildcat, Our Man, Sylvester, and Jake. Jake says no. Jake says no. So does Pat, but the other three say yes. So the three of them, with I guess Pat drives to there after the three of them go to kill Bruce with the Shade's help, I guess, and it ends up destroying the group until the JAI. Hopefully I said that right. In Justice League attacks. They weren't working together until then, and Pat thinks that's why they end up didn't succeed because they weren't working as a team together as they once were. So he's found after Courtney saves him by breaking down at the basement, and making Calypso, who was disguised as Bruce, trying to attack him. And Courtney scared Calypso game with the staff. He explains this to Courtney, and Courtney is angry at him for lying. And she runs away after she finds out her mom knew about this before. And we don't know if she's going to trust her mom or Pat again after this. She is already angry. And we see them her yelling at her parents with the Calypso kid laughing in the background, and then that's how this episode ends. So another pretty much scary episode where we did not know what was real, what was fake. So I do like Calypso. He exposes a lot of weaknesses in people. He's completely pure evil because that's what the Shade tells Sylvester in this episode. That I do wish Jake was in this episode more often because he only had 2 scenes. He was only at the funeral and in that scene in the bunker where they're deciding how to deal with Bruce. But he didn't really need to be there to begin with, really. And they could have used any character from the JA to decide the voting. It could be any of them, but it could have been Our Man, because Our Man probably would have wanted to get revenge on for his daughter. But this episode was really good. I liked a lot of the scenes. I liked that we finally got Mike got to deal with the fact that he killed somebody, and he still feels guilty about it and stuff like that. So, and Barbara still is scared of Jordan because he wanted, I guess, since he wanted to date her. So, and the past came to haunt Pat. So I give this episode a 8 out of 10. It was really great. It was there was a lot of horror stuff in it. I do think the last episode was a little more scarier, though. We got to see more Calypso being way more scary in the last episode, not so much in this episode, because we really didn't get to see him, and we didn't get to see him jump out of the darkness like he did in an episode, and he didn't make somebody basically almost kill somebody. Unless you count the dog, but like I said, the dog showed up later on the episode. So, I'll see you guys later. Like her and subscribe, and bye-bye.